Hello and welcome to York News, a brief look at what's new and what's happening in York County. I'm Gail Whitaker. Coming up on this edition of York News,
what would you like for Christmas?
Holiday events come to historic Yorktown.
Good evening and welcome to our York County monthly business meeting.
Up first, the Board of Supervisors held its most recent meeting on Tuesday, November 18th. At the meeting, the board was introduced to newly appointed members of the Civic and Cultural Grants Advisory Committee. The board also received a quarterly update from the Greater Williamsburg Chamber and Tourism Alliance. There were 10 public hearing items on the agenda. After receiving public comment, the board approved 8 as submitted. These are a special use permit authorizing an auto body repair and painting establishment at 7700 and 7716 George Washington Memorial Highway, an ordinance reclassifying land at 200 Water Country Parkway from economic opportunity to conditional economic opportunity, subject to voluntarily proffered conditions, an ordinance incorporating changes to the subdivisions chapter of the York County Code made necessary by amendments to the Code of Virginia, an ordinance incorporating changes to the zoning chapter of the York County Code made necessary by amendments to the Code of Virginia, revisions to the zoning chapter of the York County Code to revise various portions of the Floodplain Management Area Overlay District to ensure consistency with FEMA requirements to maintain the county's participation in the National Flood Insurance Program. Authorize the interim county administrator to execute an easement deed conveying a utility easement to Verizon across property owned by the county in Tab Lakes. Vacated and relocated a site distance easement at the intersection of Stafford Court and Alexander Lee Parkway, and requested that a no-wake designation be established at the mouth of Wormley Creek, and authorized the interim county administrator to forward the request to the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries for consideration and action. The board approved with revisions an amendment to the York County zoning map reclassifying 77 acres of land located near the intersection of Penniman Road and Winchester Road from economic opportunity to planned development residential, subject to voluntarily proffered conditions. The board denied proposed ordinances to amend the York County zoning map by reclassifying from rural residential to R33, low-density single-family residential, the properties known as the Dandy neighborhood. The board approved all items on the consent calendar, including minutes of previous meetings, the commendation of firefighter-paramedic Melissa Doak on the occasion of her selection as the 2014 National EMS Award of Excellence Educator of the Year, authorized the interim county administrator to complete procurement arrangements for the emergency replacement of storm drain pipe and ratifying actions previously taken, established and maintained a formal structure for program governance and for the oversight of quality services for the Head Start Children and Families program, commended Sherman Renfro, Department of General Services, on his selection as Employee of the Quarter, requested that VDOT include certain streets in the High Grove subdivision into the secondary system of state highways, refunded bank franchise taxes to Bank of America, and approved and endorsed York County's request for funding the FY 2016 Revenue Sharing Program administered by VDOT. Under new business, the board approved the purchase of a parcel of land located at 8428 George Washington Memorial Highway and the draft 2015 legislative program. The next meeting of the Board of Supervisors is scheduled for Tuesday, December 2nd at 6 p.m. in the East Room of York Hall. For more information about the Board of Supervisors meetings, call the County Administrator's Office at 890-3320. The Board's complete agenda, including all supporting materials, is also available on the county's website at www.yorkcounty.gov. Board of Supervisors meetings are retelecast on WYCG TV on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11 a.m., 7 p.m., and 11 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m. Programs scheduled for 6 p.m. on the board's meeting dates will be preempted by the live meeting.
The sooner we get our minds wrapped around yes or no, the better off we're going to be.
Meetings are also available both live and on demand on the web. WYCG TV programming on the web may be reached by logging on to the county's website and then selecting WYCG on the homepage. The Senior Center of York recently celebrated its 23rd anniversary with an open house.
Thank you for coming today.
Senior Center patrons and visitors were able to enjoy a display of lion dancing by patrons, as well as an exercise program by seniors and for seniors. Visitors were able to gather information about programs and activities at the center, including quilting, bingo, and more.
Today we celebrated our 23rd anniversary open house at the Senior Center of York. We just had a wonderful time and it was so great to see everyone. My favorite part to our anniversary open house is having all the patrons sit at the tables and talk about the different programs and activities that we do here.
For more information about the Senior Center, call 890-3444. The Yorktown Foundation, York County, and the Art at the River Committee are pleased to announce the call for artists for Art at the River, a juried art show scheduled for Sunday, May 3rd at Riverwalk Landing. Artists are invited to submit their work to participate in Yorktown's second annual Art at the River event. Applications must be submitted by January 30th for juror consideration. The application is available at www.artattheriver.com. Invitations to participate in the art show will be issued by February 27th. For more information, call Art at the River Committee Chair Susan Powell at 898-5510. A 2014 Farm Bill informational meeting will be held on Monday, December 8th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Yorktown Library Meeting Room. Discussion topics will include base reallocation, yield updates, agricultural risk coverage, and price loss coverage. For more information, please call Four Rivers Farm Service Agency at 804-932-4376. The York County 2014 Leaf Collection Program began earlier this month and continues through the end of January. Residents who live on publicly maintained streets can place an unlimited number of clear bags of leaves out for collection every other week. Residents who live along privately maintained streets or roads may also bring leaves out to the closest public roadway for collection. For the collection schedule, please call the Waste Management Center at 890-3780 or visit www.yorkcounty.gov/wastemanagement. Historic Yorktown will be full of holiday cheer on Friday, December 5th through Sunday, December 7th, as the holiday season begins with 4 special events: a Christmas tree lighting, Christmas market on historic Main Street, lighted boat parade, and cookies with Santa. The weekend begins on Friday, December 5th with the Christmas tree lighting. The procession of lights will begin at the Yorktown Victory Monument at 7:30 p.m., followed by the tree lighting at Riverwalk Landing. The excitement continues the following day with the 9th annual Christmas market on Main Street from 10 to 3.
And Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ.
There will be musical entertainment, arts and crafts vendors, a visit from Santa and Mrs. Claus, food, and more. Historic buildings will be open and historical reenactors will have displays set up for your enjoyment. Later on Saturday, the waterfront will come alive with the spectacular 18th annual Lighted Boat Parade. Decorated in holiday spirit, local sail, pleasure, and work boats parade the York River in competition for Best in Show. The boat parade begins at 7 p.m. And on Sunday, December 7th from 1 to 4 p.m., the gallery at York Hall will feature Cookies with Santa. Children and parents of all ages can visit with Santa and do some holiday shopping. For more information on these events and many more scheduled for the special weekend, call Parks, Recreation, and Tourism at 890-3500 or visit www.visityorktown.org. The following weekend, on Saturday, December 13th, all are invited to visit New Quarter Park to make a festive holiday decoration from natural materials. Join staff at Shelter 4 just off the parking lot and near the office for this annual event. Enjoy a cup of hot cider or cocoa and holiday cookies to toast in the season. This activity begins at 10 a.m. For more information, please call New Quarter Park at 890-5840 or Parks, Recreation, and Tourism at 890-3513. And finally, the Senior Center has announced an array of exciting and educational events for December. Breakfast, tree trimming, and singing will be Tuesday, December 2nd. The Senior Center Holiday Luncheon will be Friday, December 5th. A holiday tea entitled Christmas at the White House is Wednesday, December 10th. The dinner and the Celebration of Lights holiday trip is Monday, December 15th. There are many more activities scheduled for December. For a complete list, please call 890-3444. That's all for this edition of York News. Please join us on December 10th for the next edition of York News. Until then, thanks for watching.